I love that. That's freaking awesome.
You might have to put an anchor on it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're building a better chicken tractor. We've built different ones in the past, like this really simple hoop house with the cattle panel bent over the top and some chicken wire, and that's been great. We used to have 2 of them until one of them kind of got trampled by our goats. So now we're just down to 1, and we have extra babies this year that we need to move into different housing. So we're going to build a new chicken tractor to put our babies in so that they can grow out in a bigger space. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get going on that chicken tractor.
All right.
This space is now empty. We used to have a porch / deck over here that we didn't use because this is the hottest side of our house. So we decided to take it out. We're going to take that door out as well eventually, but the deck comes first. And we have extra lumber from this project that we're going to use to upcycle into our new tractor. What's a farm without a good lumber pile? So this is all the boards left over from that project, plus some other scrap materials that we have gathered. So we are going to build this tractor mostly for free. So as much of the materials that we already have on hand is what we're going to use for it. Knocked over your nails.
Come here, give me some of those. Give me some of those. All right, I'm just gonna work my way down from one side to the other since these boards are all doing this. I think I can kind of twist and force my will on it and get them straight all the way down. Alright, had to use some maths. I don't like that stuff. Figure out the angles on just splitting one of those 12-foot 2x4s in half so I can spread that wood as far as I can. And then I said lean-to before, but I meant A-frame, so then just gonna do 5 of those across this and cap half of it with corrugated steel, the other half with chicken wire. And it's going to be a pretty cool little tractor, I think. So now I just got to cut a bunch more of these guys. Alright, to tie these two together, all I did was lay this across a sheet of plywood and then trace this from the underneath side. Cut out one of those triangles, and then I'll use this as a template to cut out all the rest of the ones I need. And then I'll just screw these in from both sides, and then that should keep that really nice and sturdy. Okay, I have all these laid out. I'm just going to go through and tack them down first with the staple gun, and then I'll go back and put some screws in when I'm sure that I have it where I want it.
There's the burner raptor. I don't know why he's so excited about that. It's like you teased him with it or something, and he thinks it's a toy.
Never done that. Alright, so we went ahead and after we stapled it, made sure everything worked, put these screws in there, hold everything really well. I didn't put a second one on this side because we're going to go ahead and plywood this whole side of it. A little worried about this wood splitting, and it's definitely going to be a problem. Alright, so the other fun thing about using old wood is you got a lot higher chance of things cracking on you. You can see how a lot of this is pretty weathered, even if it is red. It's old redwood, but it's still weathered quite a bit. Anyways, I'm starting to have some problems with cracking on these when I try to connect them, so I'm going to just try to pre-drill my screws before I screw them in, and hopefully that does it. If not, then we'll have to figure out another better way to brace it. So yep, I feel better about that. Okay, we're just going to slap up a couple of these supports on here just to tie all this together real quick. We're losing the light, so we're going to call it a day after that, and then we'll get a fresh start in the morning. So, I'm going to go from the top first. I need to pre-drill all these. Alright, new day. We just got to get the rest of these boards put up. I've got them all marked out, so I'm just going to put 2 more and 1 at the bottom on either side. See where that's marked over there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's this side finished. All turned out really well. I think that's going to be sturdy, so I just got to repeat this on the other side. And then we'll have the frame ready to go. Do corrugated steel on the far side and the chicken wire on the front. Slap a door on it and we'll be done. Okay, so we got both sides done. Now we got to get to putting the hardware cloth up. This is 25 feet. It should be just enough to go over it twice, which will put us just a little past right here, I think. And I'm pretty sure 2 corrugated sheets will come just overlapping it, so that should be perfect.
Completely 100%, but that probably works better. Should be able to stretch it. It goes twice. Oh my god. We need to invent a thing that just holds this stuff tight. That's so attic dust.
Yeah. Oh.
Get out of here.
You're the worst. You're the
Stop
absolute
burn erupting.
worst.
You have a nail gun in your hand, babe.
Okay. Feel better? Alright, I'm gonna go get the Dremel, I guess. Unless you want to just clip it.
There she be.
Okay.
It took us a little while to visualize where I wanted the roost bars for this, because this is going to be an open coop, and so I wanted them to be able to get to the top, as close to the top as possible, because in the winter time, if we have birds in here, heat rises, so if they are in this top area, they're going to be warmer, and these bars will be cooler, so I didn't want to just leave them access to just lower bars like this. So we just put up some scrap wood so we could visualize where everything's going to be, because they need to be able to jump up from the ground to this middle section, and then from the middle section to the top section if they want to. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that this is our final set of where we're going to put the roost bars. Because if they jump from the ground to here, from here to here, I'd like 2 bars up here, but I don't know. Because obviously only like 4 birds, if they squish, will fit in between this gap. And you technically want 1 foot per bird. So technically this is a 2-bird roost, but they'll squish more on here. But that is the spacing you want for your roosts, 1 foot per bird. And I don't have a lot of birds to put in this coop. I guess I could always put a roost here, a roost back here, but then they'd need some room here, and then put one in the center so they have this big center bar that they can get up to these 2 bars. Decisions. It's really hard. I feel like it's going to be one of these 2 renditions, either 2 bars on the top and 1 on the bottom, or 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top, but we'll do something like this.
Alright, day 3. Going to attach some roost bars.
Yeah, I think the chickens are really gonna like this. And I'm gonna get in here with the sander and we're gonna just smooth out all these knots and things, and so their feet have a nice smoother surface to perch on. But I like the natural perches as long as it's around the width of a soda can. So this one's a little small and this one's a little small, but this bottom one is perfect size. Good. Okay, so you just smoothed out a few of like the nicks and things so that we don't have their feet cut, but the textured branches, I like a natural branch roost instead of a 2x4. I don't know, put as much nature into their life as possible, but I love that. First, when we built this coop, we really liked the idea of the double-decker, but they won't lay in this bottom box. They only lay in this top one. So it's not being used to its fullest potential. So since it's already built and ready, we're going to remove it from this coop and put it on our chicken tractor. That way we're just repurposing it and so it gets used. But this is a nice nest box. But I've only had one hen ever lay an egg in it. One time. So it's gonna get repurposed to that chicken tractor, and then that way we can actually use it because it's beautiful. Because all of this, if you ever saw our building this coop video, this is old siding from our house. All of this. And I just love it, so if we can reuse it somewhere, we'll do it. Okay.
Not too bad, I guess. So I framed in just a little support on the bottom and the sides for this. You should just be able to screw it all the way across the bottom and up the side, and we'll go back and attach the roof onto it.
Solid. Hope they love it. Normally we do hemp, but I got these turf mats to try out, just to see if the chickens like them. So I think I'll put turf in these ones. I don't know, just to see.
Okay, I went ahead and cut out the last little bit of plywood to finish off this side. Just fit right in place there. Okay, just gonna go ahead and tack that into place real quick. Okay, we're just framing this front door. I already got the one side in. I'm just going to use this piece I cut so it's got the same angle on it. Make sure it's 90 degrees here at the bottom.
Eric, get out of here.
Come on, bud.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely.
Okay, we're in the home stretch. Just got to get the corrugated roofing on. And then the front door, and that's about it.
Your way?
Whew. Okay, we got all the corrugated sheet up on the coop, and now we're just going to put a top cap that runs down the whole length of it to kind of protect a little bit from weathering across everything. And so I'm just going to throw that up. So far that and the hardware cloth and some hardware to actually put a gate on the front is the only cost we have into it so far, which is pretty cheap for this amount of square footage. Alright guys, apologize for the wind in advance. It's pretty bad today. As you can see, we're missing our chicken coop. Grass was starting to die pretty quick, so we needed to move that out of the way so I could water the lawn. So now it's over there. So to move it over here, since we haven't put the wheels on yet, we put these eye-rings on all four corners, and then we can just throw the chain on and just move it from one side or the other side if we need to. I'd rather have the wheels on because that'll get it up off the ground, but I cut those skids on the bottom with an angle so they can somewhat slide. But the next step is to put the wheels on, and let me tell you, you guys are in for a treat. As I let Kimber pick out the wheels. Whew, boy, these things are beautiful.
Hey, they were the right price, they were the right size, and they were the right shape. We didn't really have many options.
Army surplus for the win though. So.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is just find center on the front side of these skids and put holes through, and then I'm going to decide whether I want to do two wheels. I'd rather do two wheels on either side. I'm trying to be cost effective with it though, so I'm going to try on one side 2 wheels, and then I'm going to do 1 wheel on the other side just to see which one, or to see if the one is going to support the weight okay, and if not, I'll just go get 4 more wheels. But this will be the experimental phase, I guess, to see which one I like better. So I'm going to start getting those holes figured out. Okay. So I bought these planning on cutting them in half, but while I'm figuring out if I want 1 or 2 wheels, I'm just going to use the whole thing, so it'll look kind of weird until I decide that. Take these off. Alright, I'll do the double on this one. Alright, don't pay attention to all that extra bolt on either side. Which way do you guys like it better?
One or 2.
Alright, so I can tell pretty fast that I'm probably going to want to do the 2 wheels on either side all the way around. It's going to be worth it to spend an extra 40 bucks or whatever right now. I mean, I can literally stand on this. It's solidly supported. This side, you can tell that it's going to put a lot of like angle pressure on that. I think it's just going to end up binding on that wheel a lot. So I think we'll run back to the Army surplus and pick up a few more wheels. Just for peace of mind, I think it'll last a lot longer. All right, more wheels. After seeing how it all went together, I think I've decided on doing a nut. Man, you're helpful. I'm going to hold the all thread on either side tight to the wood with one of these nuts that came on the all thread. And then I'll do a washer on either side of that, and then a wheel on either side, another washer, and then cap it all with the other nut. Tried that on this other side and it seemed to work really well. Okay, now I'll just cut the all thread back to fit on either side of that. All right, moment of truth.
Oh my word. That moves so easy. Trevor can just shove it. Just shove it, Trevor. Oh my gosh.
How cool is that? So cool.
And that was really heavy to drag with the four-wheeler.
Oh yeah, like it took a lot. And it was like on uneven ground, it was super difficult coming across all this stuff.
Yeah, the wheels give it that little extra.
I love that. That's freaking awesome.
You might have to put an anchor on it if it's on a hill, though.
Yep.
Sweet.
That is cool.
And the fact that you can just roll it.
Right?
Okay,
You have to go get the four-wheeler like every time you want to move
Yeah, you
it.
can just push it. All we need now is the door.
Yep. I gotta cut those all threads off.
Oh yeah, the extra bits of the threading.
So I had some 1x4s left over from last year's chicken coop build, and so I'm just gonna do my kind of trademark vertical slat door. I've already framed out the edges, and so then I'll just work my way across and match up the slats with this angle, and yeah, that should be the last step. I've got the rest of this all chicken wired across, and then got a couple more boards over there that I'm just going to run an angle to kind of cap that edge, and then that'll be project done. All right.
And then I'm just going to take some hardware cloth and have Trevor staple it to the back of the door just for the added security with the 1-inch gaps here, just to make sure that nothing can reach in and grab the chickens, or grab at them anyway.
All right, that's the finished product.
Pretty epic.
How easy is it to move?
Pretty easy, actually. Surprisingly for its size, I feel like I can move this one easier than when I was dragging that smaller one we made.
This one's 12 foot overall, counting the skids to the front of the skids. The actual interior space is 10 feet, and then it's 6 feet wide. And just, I think it's about 5 feet tall, or maybe a little over 5 feet. Go stand next to it.
Well,
Like if you're standing in between the little trusses, it's probably 5
yeah,
and a half.
I can stand almost completely up in the trusses. See? Like,
Just
I'm
short.
flat footing it and I'm pushing my head into the ceiling.
Nice.
So if I just like crouch down a little.
Way better off than being on
You're
your
just-
hands and knees
Well,
on that other one.
yeah. You just have to duck under each truss so you don't smack your noggin. but you can get all the way back here if you had to catch a chicken or anything, which that's nice. I hate having to go in to my tractors and grab chickens and then crouch through and try to, oh, it's so hard. This is gonna be so much easier. I love how this door turned out.
All right, just about open for business.
All right, just a little platform for the water bowl because I don't like the hanging waters. So we're just gonna plan on having a water bowl.
In the corner.
Oh.
Done with it. We're going like super close together. Alright guys, that's it for our chicken tractor build. If you liked this video, go ahead and check out our chicken coop build. And if you can, remember to like and subscribe. It really helps our channel out, and we'll see you next time.